Okay, so someone asked the question in the break.
Yes, welcome back to Leva Torah.
So we had a question from Dov.
Yes, Dov Adelson?
That's right.
Yes, I met him during the break. Nice fella. Clean cut.
Okay. Dov asked the following question.
Yeah.
He says, let's say you have someone who has very well-developed muscles.
Yes.
And he cracks walnuts with his bare hands.
Yes. No, yes. I saw Dov himself. He demonstrated. What did I do with it? We'll do it later. He was cracking something. Hey, look what he did.
Really?
This guy's a monster. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so he wants to know if someone cracks it with their bare hands, can they have their hands?
Right.
The human nutcracker.
Yes.
And can he, is he allowed to use a hammer to crack a
I understand the question. Yeah, I understand the question. I'm going to say, knowing nothing about this, I'm going to say he can, because most people can't crack the walnut with their bare hands.
Again, I haven't seen that silent postum anywhere.
Right.
But I think it'll be okay. Once it's only if you have a kli shemachol heter, like a nutcracker, that you'd have to use that first. But if you're not using a kli at all, you could use the hammer for that purpose.
Excellent.
Okay, let's go through some examples of different common muksa items in the household.
Okay. One thing that struck me when you were talking about things of no utility whatsoever was my money. My money has no utility whatsoever. Well, these are Israeli bills, so they may not have ever in the week. I'm just kidding. But let's go with the money. They have right now the dollars week, so this is valuable during the week. But there's nothing I could do with this during Shabbos.
Okay, is this a kli? Does it have any inherent functionality?
No.
An example of a kli is a cup, a chair, a table, where the object itself has an inherent use.
Yes.
Money, this piece of paper, has value. No one's denying it doesn't have value.
Yeah.
But its value is not inherent. It's because we as a society decided that this piece of green paper is going to be worth whatever it can do.
Right.
It's a convention.
Like by convention, I was going to say.
By convention.
Right.
So this is what we'll call a muktzah. It's not a kli. If it's not a kli and it has no use on Shabbos, it certainly doesn't. It's like stones and sticks, inherent muktzah. If it's on your chair, you want to sit on the chair, can you pick it up to move it? Definitely not. Definitely not. That's muktzah machmas guf.
Thank you. What about my driver's license?
Do you use your driver's license for anything?
No. What do you mean?
I don't know. Some people have cards and stuff they use for keeping their reading a sefer, underlining, things like that. But your driver's license, you don't use for that purpose.
No.
That's probably also in that muktzah machmas guf. It's not a kli. It has no inherent use.
What about like a wedding invitation or invitation to one of these guys' weddings in a couple of years? Invitation to one of these guys' weddings in a couple of years, and it's laying around. You get close with your talmidim. I'm sure they send you a lot of invitations.
Sure thing.
So you using that invitation for anything?
No, but you read it. It has has text on it. It's something you might want to look at, read for some reason, admire. So I'm not sure that would be muktzah.
Okay. I have a couple of other things.
Go ahead.
Cannot use this on Shabbos. I was told in one of your previous shiur in manale.com.
You're not allowed to tear toilet paper on Shabbos.
No, you cannot. And so, can you handle it? If it's usher to use, perhaps it has no function on Shabbos and you can't use it. You can use it for other things. I don't know. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is probably a kli. It is a utensil. It has a function, an inherent function. However, on Shabbos, this has no function whatsoever. Let's assume you have tissue paper. You have cut toilet paper. So on Shabbos, this has no function whatsoever. It's a kli that has no function whatsoever. This is a major machlokas. Ha'achronim, ha'poskim. If you have a kli, what category would you instinctively put it into?
Kli shemlachta
isser. On the other hand, an average kli shemlachta isser has a mutter function.
Right.
Like a hammer has a mutter function. And a pen, we said, might have a mutter function. Does this have a mutter function? A normal mutter function?
No, none that I can think of.
Probably not. So it's a kli that has no mutter function at all. Machlokas, whether we're going to treat this as a kli shemalachto le'isser and allow you to move it if it's on your chair, or Muktza machmas kufa and not allow you to do so. That's a big machlokas. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, Rav Moshe Feinstein was maker. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach was machmir.
Wow.
Yeruch HaShulchan is machmir. Mishnah Brura doesn't mention this. Big machlokas. What do you do in that situation?
I would go to Chumer and just try to avoid it.
That's pretty firm.
I try to stay
Pretty
religious.
firm. I was going to suggest asking one's local Rav to pass on that one for you.
I have at this. Until further notice, I'll be careful, and then I'll ask my local.
I would say, though, Americans might have, following the psak of Rav Moshe Feinstein, there is some, but that would be something I would ask my Rav about. That's and indeed the better approach might be to shy away if possible.
I got brand new jogging headphones, Sony, to go with my trusted MP3 player, and I kid you not when I say that in 5 years there has not been one song on this MP3